At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Ja.
And I am Anson Sie. Thank you for joining us in this night edition of our program, The Hour of Politics. Liberia decides. Liberians have voted. The 2023 general and presidential elections have been on the minds of Liberians. There has been significant unhappiness with the conditions of our people. There has been significant unhappiness when it comes to the governance of our country. I and many Liberians believe the CDC has not been doing a better job, whereas some Liberians believe the CDC has been doing okay. And so it has been a debate. It has been a kind of disagreement on the fact that Liberia is either in or not in a difficult place. And so, given the events of things since President Weah got elected, a lot of things that's happened, being compounded by the socio-economic conditions in the country, reports and instances of killings and deaths, reports and instances of corruption. And we heard about officials of government not taking their duties and responsibility in a very serious way, looking at our schools, looking at our hospitals, looking at Liberia sector by sector, looking at the young people of Liberia, the issue of drug crisis in our country. Folks, the list is endless. Litany of issues from economic to social to health to education to security to prices of basic commodities, the standard of living, governance, you name it all. These are the issues that have been on the minds of Liberians. And I believe a greater number of Liberians have been so much unhappy about the way things have been going. And so they all had a choice, an opportunity to make a decision whether we change these conditions, those situations. And so then the election of 2023 has been on the minds of everybody. Those who believe firmly that President Weah has been the right person for the job have been so vehement to maintain him. Whereas those who believe that he had every opportunity to do better, but he has not been able to do better, Many see him as a guy who has not taken the job serious, that he became a musician when he got elected, that he became a dancer when he got elected. He became known as a buka dancer. And if you look at the many travels the president had to make, and not only the president, members of his cabinet, we are aware of some trips. Number one, the one to China. And we're talking about mineral swap. And there were so many people that went on that trip, pretty close to 75 persons. They came from that trip. They spent several thousands of dollars. I remember Samuel Twell used 25 United States dollars to change a ticket. And they came back empty-handed. There was another trip to, I think, Moscow in Russia. About 100 plus officials of government went on the trip. They came back empty-handed. The president went on pretty much about 30 plus day trip to watch his son play. The Liberian government had to fund that trip. He came back empty-handed. Many promises made by the government. Many of these promises failed. One of which is the issue of Ibomath in Ayrton, and that the government of Liberia, through these contracts, who have netted about $1 billion to build a coastal highway. And at some point, the president earned the nickname Barrow Medicine. I just thought to share with you and refresh your memory on the number of things people have put into the election to make a decision as to whether it would be a good decision for the president to be maintained, given the work he and his party have done, how they have governed our country and our people, how they have served us as a people, so many things. And so 2023 has been a crucial year for decision. And on the other end, the opposition political parties who have been vocal but then not united, they failed to produce a unified opposition bloc to go against an unquestionably popular President George Malawi and a grassroots political party, the CDC. And so there has been mixed feelings. Liberians have been divided on the issue. And finally, this election came. And I will report to you that the enthusiasm, the turnout has been one that one can argue we have not seen in a long time. As I look at the election participation rate in Liberia, somewhere around 2005, we had about 75%. And later on, it drops to about 60% around that. And ever since then, we always have 35, 45, and 36% participation in Liberia. So Liberians have not been enthusiastic about voting these politicians, obviously because they have been, letting them down from one to the other and one election after the other. But this time it was different. I don't know where the energy came from. More than likely, it's because of the things that we have seen and the conditions our people, have been able to say. And more, maybe it's because we are becoming more of a conscious society now. Maybe it's because information is available to many of us now through social media, and all media platforms are involved, and people are talking with the use of the smartphone and all of that. And so we have one of the highest participation rate in this 2023 election. Now, what you want to hear now is about the result of the 2023 election. The unhappiness, the anger, the frustration that have been on the minds of most Liberians, in my opinion, have been profound, to the point that even those who don't have the right to vote out of because they are out of the country, they have been wanting to see this day come, this election to come, for the people to make clear what they really think and feel since President Weah and the CDC got elected. And so after a rocky 5 years of political activities and criticisms, that day came. And the Liberian people were given that opportunity. I will also want to share with you, before I go into the results here, I have, preliminary sample results of election 2023 in my possession. Many of the tally sheets were stamped, and they are official tally sheets of the National Election Commission. We have them in our possession. And we have credible reports from folks in the field that shared some information with us. And we're going to be sharing with you what we have in our possession to give you a sense and semblance of what Liberians who have registered and participated in these elections have to say about the governance of our country and whether or not we actually need a new government. And so I will be reading these results to you so that you get a sense of how things have been since people cast their ballots yesterday, if you like, or today. But it's important for me to share with you the National Election Commission. The National Election Commission had a fundamentally constitutional responsibility to us as a country, mandated by the Constitution to conduct voter education, to be effective. But the National Election Commission has been very much sluggish. It is obvious the CDC government did not provide the necessary funding to the commission. The institution has its own handicap. And voter education was not done as it should have been done to prepare our people so as they will know how to participate in these just ended elections. And I'm emphasizing that because if we are to have a successful election that must be described as free, fair, transparent, credible, and violence-free, the Liberian people needed to be educated on the processes involved in these elections. They needed to have gotten everything they needed to know to be able to know how to participate. Even the election administrators, the election workers, they needed to be trained, they needed to be equipped, they needed to be assigned on time, they needed to be at the right places, they needed to have all the tools they needed to be able to carry out their work. But it is obvious all of these things that should have been done were not done the way they should have been done, given the crucial nature of our election. And so, folks, in cyberspace, if you are just joining us, my name is Anthony Sear, the host of the Hour of Politics here at Focus on Liberia. And we are discussing today preliminary sample results of election 2023. But because Focus on Liberia is a media institution that puts premium on educating, we thought to do a historical analysis of the things that led us to this point called election, the process of election. And I was able to enumerate, the issues that have been on the minds of people and the institution that have been clogged with the constitutional mandate to execute our election, the handicaps that they had. And so I thought to share that before we get into the results. And again, we will be sharing with you the results. And these are just sample results, preliminary sample results of the just ended, 2023 general and presidential election. And so, folks, we will be going to those results, and that is the core reason we are having the broadcast right now. But what we will also want to do is to open the phone line, because like us, you have been following, you have been paying attention, giving the preliminary sample results that's been released to the public so far that we all have been able to see. Maybe those results tell you something. And myself too, I will be doing some analysis as to why these very minute but impressive sample results have been able to tell us so far. More than likely, you might want to chime in. It's election night. This is not the time to sleep. These elections are crucial. These election results will tell us whether or not the CDC remain in power, and we have to be able to endure another 6 years of whatever they have to offer, whether or not that is good for our country, or we have a change of government. What a change will actually be the change that Liberia deserves is another thing. And so these elections have been crucial. It is about time we came in for. And another thing that is important about these kind of platforms and discussion is the fact that as we discuss these things, as we weigh in on these things, as we amplify these things, as we dissect these issues, those who have the potential to do some things out of the ordinary will be aware that we are paying attention and that we are following. And so they will be deterred from doing anything stupid, anything out of the ordinary, anything that have the proclivity, if you like, or the propensity to get us, on a path that we should not be treading. We want an election that is peaceful, that is free, that is credible, and that the results also will be fair, and the results should not be thwarted by any means possible. So, folks, if you are just joining us, this is Focus on Liberia. Anthony C. here hosting. We are discussing preliminary sample results of election 2023. I will now take a short break. When I come back, I will be reading to you the preliminary sample results that we have in our possession. And after that, we will want to hear from you. We want to hear your take. What do you think these results are telling us? I also want to know, given the results that we have, the preliminary results, who is counted out completely? Does the results, do the results tell us who all are counted out completely? And do these results also tell us who will remain or stay in the game? Do these results even tell us that the possibility of a one-round victory is imminent? Or do these results actually suggest that we'll go into second round? I want you to put on your analytical cap today. I will take that short break. When we come back, we will be reading to you results that we have in our possession, and these are just preliminary sample results. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Ja.
And I am Anthony Sie. And this is Focus on Liberia. We will now go into reading to you the preliminary sample results or sample preliminary results of elections 2023 that we have in our possession here at Focus on Liberia. So we will go into the results here, and we have a tally sheet here. And this tally sheet is a tally sheet for the presidential record. They call it the presidential record count. And this is electoral district number 2, polling place number 5. And for this particular result we have here, we have Joseph Yeman Boakai and Jeremiah Kun of the Unity Party has 171 votes. And then we have the CDC with 157 votes. And then we have the CPP of Alexander Benedict Cummings, just 4 votes. We have the LPP of Councillor Tiawon Gonglo, just 2 votes. And then we have Dr. Clarence Monumba with 0 votes. And we will stop there because these are more like the 4 or 5 major contenders in this particular race. So we'll move to another one here in our possession. This one is the presidential election. This is electoral district number 4, polling place number 3. And this particular voting precinct is called St. Barnabas Elementary and Junior High School. And the voting precinct code is 21145. All right, talking about the numbers here. The Unity Party of Joseph Yeman Boakai has a total vote at this precinct, polling place, right? 253 votes, followed by the CDC, 42 votes. And then we have the Liberian People's Party, Councillor Tiawon Gonglo with 0 votes. And we also have the CPP of Alexander Benedict Cummings with 0 votes. And then we have Dr. Clarence Monumba, 0 votes. This is just few of the votes so far. Then we will move to this one. This is also the presidential record of the count, they call it. That's the language NERC is using. And on this one, we have the Unity Party of Joseph Yeman Boakai and Jeremiah Kun, 247 votes. And then we also have the CPP of Alexander Benedict Cummings, 4 votes. And then we have Dr. Clarence Monumba, 0 votes. And then we have the Liberian People's Party of Councillor Tiawon Gonglo, 0 votes. And the CDC of President George Manawia and Joel Howard Taylor, 96 votes. We move to this one. And this one is also the presidential record of the count, the NEG, describe it. This is the PG Wallow school. This is electoral district number 1, polling place number 3. We have Joseph Yimambwaka of the Unity Party, 14 votes. And then we have Alexander Benedict Cummings, that is the CPP. They got so far 0 votes at this particular polling place. And we want to look at the Liberian People's Party of Councillor Tiawon Gonglo and Emmanuel Ure Yakpawulo, 2 votes. And we are looking at the CDC at this particular polling place with 298 votes, according to this tally sheet signed by NEG official, and the official name is Tomo Kasuka Nimle. That is it. PG Wallow, I think this school sounds like something in Grances, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere else. I will leave that for now, and I will go to another tally sheet that we have in our possession here. And this one is the Sloan Community Academy, electoral district number 14, polling place number 3. The voting precinct code is 30300. Now, for this one, the Unity Party of Joseph Yimambwaka gets the total vote of 77, and then for the CDC has 315 votes. The CPP of Alexander Benedict Cummings, 7 votes. The Liberian People Party of Councillor Tiawon Gonglo, 2 votes. And Dr. Clarence Monumba, 0 votes. We will move to another one here in our possession. This one here, the Unity Party, nets a total of 102 votes. And then the CDC has a total vote of 123. The CPP got 3 votes. The Liberian People's Party of Councillor Tiawon Gonglo gets 8 votes. And Dr. Clarence Monumba at this one net just 1 vote. We will go to another tally sheet in our possession here. Again, this is the presidential record of the count. The net described this. This is electoral district number 3. And for this one, the Unity Party of Joseph Yimambwaka gets a total vote of 179 votes. And the CDC gets 123 votes. Not the ANC, but the CPP of Alexander Benedict Cummings get 4 votes on it. And Dr. Clarence Monumba gets a total vote of just 1. Total vote of 1, I will say. And we move to another one, the presidential record of the count, electoral district number 3, polling place number 5. The voting precinct is 06150. And the voting precinct name is the Dorothy Cooper School. And for this one, the Unity Party of Joseph Yimambwaka nets a total vote of 199. And then the CDC gets a total vote of 139. And the CPP get a total vote of 3. The Liberian People's Party get a total vote of 3. And Dr. Clarence Monumba Lennon Party get, from what I see here, it is a 0. All right. We will move to another presidential record of the count. That is the description of the document here that the NEG uses to document vote counts. All right. This is electoral district number 3, polling place number 5. The voting precinct number is 09130. And the voting precinct name is WPL Bronx. The writing is not clear on this one with the last name, but the numbers are clear. The United Party of Joseph Yimambwaka gets a total vote of 90 votes, with the CDC getting 111 votes, the CPP getting 10 votes, the Liberian People's Party of Councillor Tiawan Gonglo netting just 1 vote, based on what I see here. And Dr. Clarence Monumba of the Lenum Party gets a total vote of 1 as well. We move to another ballot paper, tally sheet here to pull it right at the same voting precinct here. Okay, it is the same one I just read. The numbers are clearer on this one. So again, let me repeat. The Liberian People Party of Councillor Tiawan Gonglo get just, I think this one reads 0 vote here. The Unity Party 90 votes, and the CDC 111 votes. Now, another one in our possession here, electoral district number 3, polling place number 5, voting precinct code is 21084. The Unity Party gets a total vote of 128. The CDC gets a total vote of 169. The CPP gets just 2 votes. The Liberian People's Party gets 3 votes. And the party of Dr. Clarence Monumba gets 3 votes. We move to another one here in our possession. This is electoral district number 3, polling place number 4. Voting precinct code is 21084. And for this one, the Unity Party of Joseph Yimambwaka gets a total vote of 179. And the CDC gets a total vote of 114. The CPP get 1 vote. The LPP get 1 vote. Dr. Clarence Monumba has 0 vote. We move to another one. This one is a representative record of the count, meaning this ballot, not ballot paper, but this tally sheet is for the representative election. This is electoral district number 3, polling place number 3, and the voting precinct name is Parish Day School, that is in Grand Bassa County, and the voting precinct is 09124. This is Grand Bassa County, right? So let's get some clue, a little clue here. So we have the CDC candidate for representative, Matthew Joe. Matthew Joe getting a total vote of 106 votes. And then we have J. Duncan Cassell, independent, with 16 votes. And followed by the Unity Party. The Unity Party candidate here is Julia K. Bono, get 26 votes. And I don't see a candidate here. Okay, here it is. I got it. The CPP, this is Grand Bassa County, right? The CPP has, high expectation. I've had high expectation in Grand Bassa County that it would do well because it is the vice presidential candidate counts for Grand Bassa County with a political name, Bronskin, right? But the CPP candidate, John J. Kwa, got the total vote of 8 votes. So in this particular representative count here for this particular tally sheet, the CDC Matthew Joe got 106, and the CPP got 8 votes. The Unity Party candidate 26, and the CDC candidate did well here just for this tally sheet. We will make progress here, and this time we will go to what they call the presidential record of the count, meaning this particular tally sheet counts the presidential candidate's vote. This is The name of this voting precinct is called Town Public School. This is Town Public School. This is electoral district number 2, polling place number 1. And the voting precinct code is 36053. Let's go read some numbers here. The Unity Party get the total vote of 15. And the Liberian People's Party get a total vote of 0. Dr. Clarence Monaba Leno got 0, and the CDC net 108. So the CDC did well at this particular voting precinct. We will make progress. We will go to Grand Bassa County. This is Senate record of the count, meaning this particular tally sheet document result at this precinct for senatorial candidates in Grand Bassa County. This is Grand Bassa, right? Now, the CDC candidate John J. Gbapa got a total vote of 53. Then we have an independent candidate, Besonga Meton Finley, 128 votes. And the Unity Party does not have a candidate here. So Besonga Finley did extremely well here, 128, followed by the CDC John J. Gbapa, 53, and independent Janitor L. Capi, I think that is the name, 10 votes, and ALP candidate with the name Jeremiah G. Russell got 7 votes. So Besonga, from all indications at this particular voting precinct, he nailed it, and that is the Parish Day School in Grand Bassa County. Besonga must be smiling as we speak. All right, let's come to another tally sheet here in our possession. This one document the presidential election. And this is the Parish Day School in Grand Bassa County. This is electoral district number 3, polling place number 5, from what I see here. Now, in this one, the CDC got a total vote of 129, followed by the Unity Party, 64 votes. And then the CPP, disappointingly at this particular precinct, got just 2 votes. The CPP. Councillor Charlene Brunsky Hometown netted just 2 votes at this particular voting precinct. And of course, the Liberian People's Party, Councillor Tiawon Gonglo got 0. And then Dr. Clarence Monaba got 0. Wow. We will make progress here. We will make progress here. This time we have electoral district number 3, polling place number 4 at the very Parish Day School. All right. This is voting precinct number 01124. And so let's go to the candidates here and see who is doing well. This one seems to be a representative. This is for the representative. So we have the Unity Party candidate this time getting 23 votes, followed by the CDC candidate got 133. So the CDC candidate is doing extremely well here. In the previous one, the CDC candidate had more votes. And again, on this one, the CDC, Matthew Joe got 131 votes. And then the CPP candidate, John J. Goa, got just 3 votes. This is something. Again, one would think the CPP will be doing well, given the name Brunsky on the CPP ticket there. Again, this is the Parish Day School, Grand Bassa County, I believe still, Electoral District number 3, voting precinct, polling place number 4. And this is for the presidential election. And the Unity Party gets a total vote of 56 at this particular polling place. And then the CDC got 144. The LPP of Councillor Tiawan Gonglo netted 0 votes. And then Dr. Clarence Monumba Leno netted 0 votes. ARCO 0, DPPL 0, RNC 0. This is unbelievable. And it's like most of the independent candidates are just netting 0, 0, and 0. All right. And we have another tally sheet here in our possession. This one documents results of the senatorial contest that in Grand Bassa County. This is electoral district number 3, polling place number 4. Now, Wesonga Finley continued to do extremely well at this particular voting precinct. The polling place rather. Wesonga Benton Finley got 137 votes, followed by the CDC John J. Wappe with 53 votes. So Wesonga, from all indication, just the few we have, that may not necessarily give us a broader, trend of about. I mean, if you look at the margin, Wesonga Finley should have reason to be happy here, because he is like, it's like 3-1 between him and the CDC candidate. Let me progress here. Presidential record of the count, meaning this particular document just recall results of the presidential election. This is electoral district number 3, polling place number 4. The voting precinct code is 00150. Let's read some numbers here. The Unity Party of Josiah Yimam Bwaka gets a total vote of 214, and the CDC gets a total vote of 131. The Liberian People Party of Tiawan Gonglo got 1 vote. The CPP got 3 votes. Dr. Clarence Monumba Party got just 1 vote. This independent Kennedy, Morris, Robert Friend, and Cecilia Coffee Brown of Coles got 0 vote. That was expected, by the way. So we will leave it there. Sarah Beslo Yanti got 0 vote, and I think I need to be calling Sarah name too. She's just a serious individual who is not netting any vote at all in this election, and that is humiliating. Presidential record of the count. Another tally sheet here in our possession here at Focus on Liberia. The Unity Party of Joseph Yimam Bwaka gets a total vote, or the total vote, of 222, followed by the CDC 160 votes, and the CPP got 1 vote. MPC of Simeon Fremont net 4 votes. The Liberian People Party of Tiawan Gonglo and Dr. Emmanuel Yakpa net 4 votes. And let me see, Clarence Monumba just 1 vote, and Sarah Beslo Yanti 0 votes. This is unbelievable. We will make progress to this another presidential count of the record, which is in our possession. According to this tally sheet, the Unity Party of Joseph Yimam Bwaka gets a total vote of 197, followed by the CDC with a total vote of 165. And of course, the CPP disappointingly got 3 votes. And then the Liberian People's Party got 6 votes. And the Leno, which is the party of Dr. Clarence Monumba, got 0 votes. And I'm forgetting Sarah Beslo Yanti got 0 votes again, and she is an independent candidate. We have another one here in our possession. Again, another presidential record of the count. All right. And so for this one, this is electoral district number 3. And we will read the numbers just to give you a sense of how things are going. The Unity Party of Josiah Yimon Waka got the total votes of 204, followed by the CDC with 166. The CPP disappointingly got 4 votes. The Liberian People's Party got 3 votes. And Dr. Clarence Monoma Lennon Party got 0 votes. Sarah Beslo Yanti got 0 votes. ARCO got just 2 votes. And these numbers are unbelievable. All right, we will make progress. We will make progress. We will come to some votes here. These ones are coming from Bond County. Let's get some clue from Bond County. This is Senate record. So this ballot paper, this tally sheet document results of the senatorial race there. ARCO, that is the all ARCO got the ARCO candidate is Amos Diaz Babu, got 10 votes. Then we have Pinke Swawa, got 5 votes. We got Flomo, that is Mangana Flomo of NDP, got 4 votes. Then we got Jackson, Rennie B. Jackson, got 7 votes. Then we got Edward W. Kafia, got 116 votes, put on a good number there. And then we have Johnny K. Bay with 53 votes. And that is a sense of the Senate voted in Bond County. Stay in Bond County. We will look at this one is the representative race there. The ARCO representative candidate there nets 6 votes, followed by the ALP representative Ning Colley, that is William G. Gabo Colley with 14 votes. And then we have Merman Briggs, an independent candidate with 52 votes, followed by Richard G. Nagti, 53 votes. The CPP candidate Stanley Saki, just 2 votes. And the CDC candidate William T. Thomas with 86 votes. The CDC candidate doing better here at this particular polling place. And then we have another one here. Oh, that is the same one. Yeah, that's the same one. All right, now we come to another one here in our possession, electoral district number 6, polling place number 4. This one documents presidential results. The Unity Party net 109 votes in this one, followed by the CDC 73 votes. The CPP, disappointingly again, net just 3 votes. The Liberian People's Party, 3 votes. Sarah Beslo Yenti, 0 votes. Dr. Clarence Monamba, where is he? Somewhere here. Just 1 vote. Wow. This is unbelievable. All right. This is the Senate in Bond County. The ARCO candidate Amos Diaz got 6 votes. The Pinke Swawa Bima got 3 votes. Mangana Flomo got 4 votes. Rennie B. Jackson is 4 votes. And then Edward W. Kaifa, 110 votes. Johnny K. Bay, 64 votes. And it seems to be the races between Johnny and Kaifa as far as, these numbers are suggesting. We will come to the representative race here in electoral district number 6, polling place number 4. This is Bond County. and the voting precinct is upper room. This is the upper room precinct, voting precinct. All right. So for the representative, the Akor candidate Marcus GS got 2 votes. William O. Gabo got 12 votes. It's for ALP. Maima Breaks, which is an independent candidate, 55 votes. Followed by Richard G, 44 votes. And the CDC candidate again doing better, followed by Maima Breaks. And the CDC candidate got 83 votes here. We will make progress still with the representative race there. The Akor candidate Marcus GS 2 votes. The ALP candidate Colley, who is William Colley nets 12 votes. Maima Breaks 55 votes, and the CDC candidate Thomas William T. Thomas nets 83 votes. We will make progress. We will come to the presidential race. We will come to the presidential race here. We will make progress. So that will be it for now. We will go to our order that are here. We have more results for you. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We got more votes for you here. I focus on Liberia. I think we should take a short break when we come back, and then we will be reading more results to you. Don't go anywhere. We have more results, and after the results, we will be telling you what are these numbers telling us, who are the individuals on the presidential level that these results have completely counted out, and who are the individuals these results telling us that they are staying in the game. And we want to know whether or not, given the fact that beside the CDC and the Unity Party, the rest of the independent candidates and the rest of the parties are doing extremely poor, as we see these very samples of results. And these results really don't tell us much because they are very limited now as we speak. We're not sure whether or not these results even constitute 10% or 5%, but they also tell us something. If the trend stays like this, do we know that some contestants or candidates are completely counted out who are staying in the game, and that maybe the Unity Party and the CDC seems to be in the game here? Will one of them be able to win the thing, with the first count of ballots so far? Because I'm tempted to say that in best case scenario, more than likely, minus the CDC and the UP, the rest of the candidate might not even be able to net 20% of the votes. So let's pull it at 20%. So we'll be left with 80%. And the 80% that will be divided between the CDC and the UP, the Unity Party, can either one of the two big parties, the Unity Party and the CDC, get 50% plus one out of the 80%? That is likely to be the case. We'll come right back and I will give you some insightful analysis, and I tell you the phone line is open. I want you to be able to chime in. More results coming immediately after this very short break.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jah.
And I am Anthony Sie. This is election night in Liberia, and we have sample preliminary results in our possession that we are reading to you for you to get a sense of how Liberians are participating in this election and what they are telling us. So we will continue with the result. This time we are going to Nimba County to get a sense of how things are. And I want to emphasize here, the little that we have in our possession may not suggest much. We are not sure whether or not the numbers we have in our possession constitute even 5%. But again, we are tested to get some numbers, and we will be right here to help you get a sense of how things are going. Nimba County, small Ganta market billing. This is polling place number 1 in district number 1. Our focus here will be on the 2 or 3 or 4 major political parties. All right. At this particular polling place number 1, district number 1, Sumontan Ganta Market, that is the polling place name. The United Party of Josiah Imam Bwaka gets 162, followed by the CDC 52 vote. Of course, the rest of the contestants, they are nowhere near. And then we will look at we will go to polling place number 5 at the same particular place. The Unity Party gets a total vote of 168, the CDC 52, the CPP 3, the Liberian People's Party 16 votes. This is Nimba, right? District number 7 in Nimba County, the Bankwa, I think they call it Bankwa. This is polling place number 1. The Unity Party gets 217 votes, followed by the CDC 29 votes. Now let's go to the Salvation in Christ District number 4 in Mosorado County, polling place number 5. The Unity Party gets 232 votes, followed by the CDC 147 votes, and the CPP disappointingly again 4 votes. Polling place number 7, the Unity Party 162 votes, the CDC 98 votes, the CPP disappointingly again just 1 vote. Polling place number 8, the Unity Party 152 votes, the CDC 106 votes, the CPP 6 votes. University of Liberia District number 8, polling place number 2, the Unity Party 216 votes, the CDC 152 votes. Polling place number 1, the same University of Liberia, 212 votes for the Unity Party, the CDC 153 votes. The same polling place, University of Liberia, polling place number 3, the Unity Party 195 votes, the CDC 151 votes. Then we'll go to the Keneja School, district number 6, polling place number 1, the CDC 184 votes, the Unity Party 189 votes. At that particular same polling place, all right, polling place number 5, the CDC gets 169 votes, followed by the Unity Party, the Unity Party 204 votes. Polling place number 3, same place. The Unity Party gets 216 votes, followed by the CDC 180 votes. Polling place number 2, the CDC 108 votes, trailing the CDC here, trading the Unity Party 204 votes. Now let us go to Grand Bassa County. This is the Boca Town Palava Hut. All right. The precinct code is 09010. This is polling place number 2, the Unity Party 103 votes, the CDC 142 votes. Polling place number 1 at this particular place, the Unity Party 80 votes, the CDC 141 votes. Polling place number 4, the Unity Party 85 votes, the CDC 95 votes. Polling place number 3, the CDC 128 votes, the Unity Party 98. BWI, all right, voting precinct code is 24110. Polling place number 1, the Unity Party 186, the CDC 86. Polling place number 3, the Unity Party 220 votes, the CDC 76 votes. Now, there's a precinct code here is 224111. This is called Philadelphia. The district number 4, polling place number 1, the Unity Party 190 votes, the CDC 130 votes. Polling place number 2, the Unity Party 173 votes, the CDC 115 votes. Polling place number 3, the Unity Party 163 votes, the CDC 129 votes. Voting precinct code 24120, district number 3, polling place number 1, Unity Party 195, followed by the CDC 137. Polling place number 3, the Unity Party 132, followed by the CDC 93. The Bernard Public School, polling place code 24117, polling place number 3, the Unity Party 205 votes, followed by the CDC 81 votes. District number 5, the Wheeler. The place is called Wheeler. The voting precinct code is 24013. District number 5. Polling place number 4, the Unity Party 98, followed by the CDC 84. Polling place number 3, the Unity Party 76, the CDC 82. District number 10, the Oro African Korah Temple. The precinct code is 30305. Polling place number 3, the CDC 134, the Unity Party 186. Polling place number 2, the Unity Party 174, the CDC 138. Polling place number 1, the Unity Party 223, the CDC 157. Tigray Campus in Banga, district number 3, polling place number 4. The Unity Party 199, followed by the CDC 179. Polling place number 5, the CDC 180 votes, the Unity Party 150 votes. Polling place number 6, the CDC 117 votes, the Unity Party 75 votes. Polling place number 7, the CDC 152 votes, the Unity Party 120 votes. The Tigray polling place number 1, CDC 185 votes, the Unity Party 139 votes. Polling place number 2, the CDC 166 votes, the Unity Party 142 votes. Polling place number 3, the CDC 126 votes, the Unity Party 130 votes. Let's go to Vonjama, district number 4, the Tenimbu Town Hall. The precinct code is 21130. Polling place number 1 at that particular polling place. All right. The Unity Party 180 votes, the CDC 24. Polling place number 2, the Unity Party 214 votes, the CDC 20 votes. The Asahu Public School, district number 4, the precinct code is 21136. Polling place number 3, the Unity Party 90 votes, the CDC 43. GSA Road, David Gwen, the voting precinct code is 30320. 30320. Polling place number 6, the Unity Party 226, the CDC 150. Polling place number 5, the Unity Party 228, the CDC 153. Mata Todma, that is the name of the voting place. All right. Polling place number 2, the Unity Party 214, the CDC 93. Polling place number 4, the Unity Party 220 votes, the CDC 94. Mangibi County, District number 2, Mother of Jesus College School, polling place number 4, Unity Party 133 votes, CDC 93 votes. Polling place number 3, the Unity Party 144 votes, the CDC 92 votes. Polling place number 1, the Unity Party 235 votes, the CDC 134 votes. 72nd Talos Island, precinct code 20484. Polling place number 1, the Unity Party 231, the CDC 148, sorry. Polling place number 2, CDC 155, the Unity Party 216. Polling place number 3, the Unity Party 233, the CDC 136. Polling place number 4, the Unity Party 225, the CDC 129. Polling place number 5, the Unity Party 161, the CDC 142. Polling place number 7, the CDC 161, the Unity Party 161, the CDC 112. Polling place number 6, the CDC, 117 votes, the Unity Party 143 votes. All right. These are the results that we have in our possession. Let's go to Vojima City Hall. Vojima City Hall. Vojima City Hall, the CDC is 176. The Unity Party 541. BWR Campus, Unity Party 560 votes, the CDC 129, the ANC or the CPP 22 votes. Bon County District number 6, the Sasa, I think they call it Sasale Public School. Polling place number 1, CDC 114, the Unity Party 240 votes. Polling place number 2, the CDC 78, the Unity Party 208 votes. Polling place number 3, the CDC 83 votes, the Unity Party 281 votes. All right, we will stop here with the results. Grand Bassa County Electoral District number 1. Batam Palava Hot Code number 10, the CPP 23 votes, CDC 53, Unity Party 56. We will slow down with the results, and now we will want to talk about what these results suggest. And I will go first. And like I said, this is election night. It's opportunity for you to, we want you, if you have some results here, you can share them. All right. So let's look at what the results are telling us. It is obvious if these sample preliminary results that we just read and that are consistent with some of the results read by other network, one thing is obvious. The Liberian People's Party of Councillor Tiawon Gonglo is 9 in the game. Elizana Benedict Cummings is 9 in the game. All other parties, except for the CDC and the Unity Party, it is safe to say that they are out. They stand no chance of making it to the second round. It's obvious that these results, these sample preliminary results, might be consistent with results that may be coming in. If there will be surprises, so be it. But these very preliminary sample results suggest in a very strong way except, additional results, say otherwise. But these preliminary sample results suggest that the CPP is underperforming. In fact, the CPP is performing disappointingly because we read some sample results from Grand Bassa County. Besonga Meton Finney is doing well, who is an independent candidate than the CPP. So it's obvious that the choice of Councillor Charlene Bruskin did not do any good for the CPP at all. But again, it is way too early, and these are just samples of the preliminary results that are to come. And so I don't want to read into it too much, but what I can say without any hesitation is that these sample preliminary results suggest clearly that the CPP is performing so disappointingly. And I'm not sure if they are happy right now. So it is safe to say that they are out. They are out. They are not in the game. Councillor Tiawon Gonglo of the Liberian People's Party, they are out. They're not in the game. They have to go back in their closet, think, and come up with something. And maybe next time they should be able to come way ahead of time and not start very late in the game, and then things just play out this way against their interests. It is just unfortunate. It's just disappointing, heartbreaking for Councillor Tiawon Gonglo, and it's also disappointing for Cummings and the CPP as we see the results so far. And so Cummings is not in the game, Tiawon is not in the game, Sarah Beslow is not in the game, Dr. Clarence Monumba is not in the game. It seems to be he came to show face so that he will be remembered in 2029. I think that's the same thing Sarah Beslow Yanti was up to. I was hoping Tiawon Gonglo will put on an impressive performance, but that is yet to be seen. One who have thought that Cummings will have done much more better than what he did in 2017, but that is still left to be seen and desired. These sample results don't suggest any better performance on the side of the CPP, but again, these results, they are just samples. They are not significant for us to make, a more insightful conclusion as to how, things will play out at the end of the day. But I can say to you, the CPP is not in this game and the rest of the people not in the game. So now I come to the CDC and the Unity Party. My analysis is that it is obvious the Unity Party and the CDC are the two political institutions who are getting the votes here. Clearly. And it would be safe to say that the other parties and independent candidates included may well get less than 20% or about just 20% of the total votes. And when that happens, we'll have 80% of the votes left to be divided between the CDC and the Unity Party. So those of you who know math, let's say we divide it equally. It will be 40% for the CDC and 40% for the Unity Party. But as we see the results, and as we see that there is more of a voter appetite for Bouaka, there is so much enthusiasm, there's so much anger against the CDC. People are unhappy with economic conditions in the country, and they will turn to blame the CDC more than the Unity Party, even though the Unity Party was there a few years ago. But if you look at the crowd, that's why I continue to make the argument on this platform. The crowds that we see tell us something. The CDC and the Unity Party show us the crowd. And today we are reading preliminary results and we are seeing that the Liberian people are voting for either the CDC and the Unity Party. So let me go back to the analytical point I was making. So let's assume in the event where 20% or less of the vote will be what the rest of the parties and independent candidates will get, and that about 80% will be left for the CDC and the Unity Party. It presents an opportunity where the CDC stands a chance of getting about 40 and the Unity Party getting 40. Best case scenario. Now, it brings to focus the possibility of a one-round victory, depending on who will show most strength over the other. So this is just a scenario. I'm not making any conclusion. We're trying to make sense of these numbers, right? So 80% for this scenario is left for the Unity Party and the CDC. The little result, the sample result we read, you can tell that though it is a little close, but the Unity Party was getting or got a little more votes than the CDC on the average, if you were to do a total tally of all the numbers that we read, right? So the scenario of 80% being left, and we also knowing that to win a presidential election in Liberia, one or a candidate or a party must get 50% of the vote plus one. That presents a possibility. So if 80% of the vote is going to these two parties, they are to fight for that 80%. One of them can get 50, the other one can get 30. And the one who gets 50 add just one vote on top of it. That is a victory for that particular political candidate or that particular party. But to make that possible, it means that of the 80% that may be left, either the Unity Party must get 50% of that and add one vote on top of it, or the CDC must get 50% of that and add one vote on it. So for one of these parties to get 50%, it means that the other party will only have to get just about 30%. And if you go back to previous election numbers, the CDC in the first round were always averaging around 38%. So the fact that the CDC has governed and the CDC has record, how does the Liberian population, or let me put it this way, how do Liberians in their majority grade the CDC? Do they give the CDC a passing mark? A majority of Liberians gave the CDC a passing mark. Then it means that the CDC will be able to grow its foundational 38% to put it at 40 or 50. But if the Liberian people in their majority will give the CDC a failing mark for the way it has governed our country, then the CDC foundational percentage of 38, one can argue, may have reduced. So if the CDC 38% is reduced, will it be reduced by 10%? If it is reduced by 10%, that means the CDC drops to 28%. If the CDC drops to 28%, is the Unity Party of Josiah Yeman Boaka be able to win 50%? Because if the CDC get 28 out of 80%, There's way room for the Unity Party to net 50% plus one. Remember, in the second round, the CDC got 61%. But in this scenario, we are looking at whether or not this thing can be won in the first round. So if the Liberian people gave the CDC a failing mark, that failing mark would mean that the CDC would not be able to get a foundational percentage of 38. And when the CDC drops point, let's say 10 points, then it drops to 28%. That means 58% is left hanging for the Unity Party to grab. Can the Unity Party sail or road or walk on the anger, the frustration, the disappointment, the failed promises, the unhappiness, the human conditions in our country that many or majority might think that the CDC is responsible for? And would that be enough to put the Unity Party at least 50%? Because if the CDC drops point, the CDC will come to 28. But in the first place, do these numbers, the little we read so far, suggest that the CDC is dropping points significantly? And that the Unity Party is leading the CDC like 2-1? Or this is just leading by 1 point? So let's say the Unity Party is just leading by 1 point. Is 1 point enough? But again, I would say the numbers are insignificant right now. But one thing that is telling is the fact that the other parties and candidates are doing so poorly, to the extent that this election is like between two political parties, the Unity Party and the CDC. And we know that when the election went into second round, when it was just between the Unity Party and the CDC won because the sentiment at the time was against the Unity Party. So the Unity Party will go to, was against the Unity Party. So the CDC will go to win the election by a whopping 61%. And the fact that the other political parties are not doing well enough, leaving pretty close to 80% of the votes lagging, which makes it look like this is a race between the Unity Party and the CDC. It opens a little window for one of these parties to win it. Whether or not the Unity Party vote would be significant enough to get them 50% plus one is what is left to be seen. So it's like 50-50 right now, in my opinion. It is possible this thing might be won on the first ballot. It is also possible it might go to second round. And when it goes to second round, we'll have a winner. And any election where people desire change, it is not always good for the incumbent, for the party in power. That was the case in 2017. The people were tired with Unity Party, the CDC will win. Whether or not this will happen, time will tell. Well, that said, if you wish to participate in the discussion, we will wait for you to call in. The phone number has been posted in the Facebook live feed for you to see. If you want to participate, to give your take as to what these numbers are telling us. Are these numbers telling us anything? Here's the number, 605-313-8255. 6004. Enter the code 791403 # and you will be given an opportunity to speak. I don't know if these numbers are enough to tell us anything. One thing I'm sure is that the other parties are not in the game. This is a two-man race right now between the Unity Party and the CDC. And the fact that the other parties are out and they're not doing well, they all combined might just net 15 or 20%. And there'll be 80% left for the two political giants to divide. So, folks, that is all I have for you. It seems to be, it might be too late for some of you to participate. And so in no time here, we will come to the end of this late night edition of the Hour of Politics here at Focus on Liberia. My name is Anthony Sie, and we brought you preliminary sample results of election 2023. And we hope to hear from the National Election Commission probably in 2 days for them to release official preliminary results. But these numbers for sure tell us that Cummings and the CPP, they are doing very poorly. And the Councillor Tiawan Gonglo did not do well at all. And the other candidates were so disappointing. And these numbers are telling us that this is a two-man race between the CDC and the Unity Party. So whether Jose Yimon Bwaka gets the last laugh this time, we will know at the end of the day. And whether CDC wins re-election, we will know at the end of the day. But we can also say for CDC, despite of the many cries that we heard, to remain competitive in the race, that is something for us to take a look at the CDC again. Maybe the Liberian people, they see what we don't see. And so I want to say thank you for following us here at Focus on Liberia, where we educate, we elevate, and promote all things Liberia. Don't forget the song says we are all Liberians, and that song is taking us home right now. Until I see you another time when I do, my name is Anthony Sie. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the song, We Are All Liberians. I just want to conclude by saying, folks, let this election remain peaceful. Let's get the violence out of the way, and let's prove to the world that despite of our difficulties, despite of our disagreements, we have it in us to remain peaceful, and that democracy in Liberia is possible, and that we can do it. Let us show it. Let this election be free, fair, transparent, and credible, and let the winners be the winners. Let the Liberian people's decision be counted. Thank you. Enjoy the song, We Are All Liberians.
We are Liberians.